Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Stephanie and today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup using W7 products and giving my first impressions and what I think on the products and creating this nice everyday makeup look that's really affordable and easy to create. If you do like this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and let's get started with the tutorial. So to begin with, for this W7 makeup look, I'm going to go in on a clean face and I'm going to start with W7 Prime Magic Face Primer Camera Ready, and it looks like this. It says apply to the face and it should reduce the appearance of pores and fine lines, making the complexion smooth and flawless. So I've never used this primer before, let's give it a go. It is clear in consistency, and I'm just going to put this over my sort of T-zone area and then blend the rest out onto the side of the face. And guys, I have lost my voice, so this is why it's sounding a little bit funny. So that feels really smooth and nice, and first impression of that is very good actually. It reminds me of Pore Professional from Benefit, and also the Smashbox primer as well. And that primer, I think it's like on around £5 or less. But I will link below all the products I use as W7. I had to find different retailers because I couldn't find like one shop to get everything I needed from W7. Then for foundation, I'm going to go in with W7 Photo Shoot Budge Proof Foundation, and it is a flawless finish. It lasts up to 16 hours and it won't transfer onto your clothing, and it looks like this. And I'm in shade, what shade am I? I think I'm in shade Buff. Yep, shade Buff, which was the lightest one I could find. I would say there wasn't like lots and lots of shades to pick from, so I'm just going to shake this up and see how it looks. Again, first time using this foundation, so we'll see. Okay, so it's a very thick consistency, so I don't think it's going to come out by itself. So I'm just going to go in with this eyeshadow brush and basically pull the product out, because it is very thick, and because it doesn't have a pump, it wouldn't come out or would take ages. So I just did that. I'm basically going to just go straight on and apply this onto the face. So I'm not sure if this is like going to be really full coverage or what level of coverage, as I've never used it before. So from a colour point of view, I'm seeing that it does look quite neutral undertone, so a little bit greyish, but we will see how it blends out. And this foundation, I think it was like I got it for about £4, so it is very affordable. So I'm going to blend this out on my Morphe M439 brush. So it's blending out easy. Probably my main concern is the colour is quite grey undertone, and I do prefer something more golden, but it's not a terrible shade for my skin. It's, at least it's not like too dark. Actually it's giving good coverage straight away, and I put like a medium amount on. I didn't put like an excessive amount on. So guys, that is the foundation blended out. It blended out really easy and quickly. The coverage level I'm very happy with for the price, and the feel to the skin, it's more of a satin finish rather than being really matte or really dewy, so I really like how it's looking at the moment. The only concern was the lack of colours and the undertone for me. I normally like a more golden undertone. For concealer, I'm going to go in with Light Diffusing Concealer from W7, and this reminds me very much, so I've never used this before, and it's got a little brush on it, so you twist it. It reminds me of like the YSL concealer, so we'll see how this applies. And again, limited shades, so I just went for the lightest shade. I'm just going to pop this under the eyes in a triangle shape. Okay, that's quite interesting. Basically it's quite a lumpy consistency, the concealer, so it's got little lumps in it, which I don't know if I'm going to shake it, so I'm just shaking the concealer and I'll twist a bit more. Maybe it was just at the start. Okay, the concealer is very, very lumpy. It's a light shade, which is good. The coverage is quite light coverage, but the main concern I have is this lumpy texture, but maybe it will blend out okay. Again, this concealer, I think it was maybe £3, but I will link below. And then I will take a little bit down the centre of the nose, and then on the chin and through the eyebrows. So to blend out that concealer, I'm going to go in with my dampened beauty blender and just tap out that concealer. So first impressions of this concealer, it's not good texture. It's very light reflecting, which I like. Now that I have blended out that concealer, it isn't lumpy anymore, but I didn't really like that it did have lumps to begin with. So guys, for setting powders, I couldn't find a translucent powder from W7, so I'm just going to go in with the original RCMA no colour powder. I'm going to set it, the under eye concealer, using my beauty blender and the powder, and we will just tap that onto the under eye. And for the rest of the face, I'm going to take that RCMA powder, but I will take my big fluffy Sephora Pro 91 brush and just put a light covering on the rest of the face, and this is to set the foundation. And like I said, if I could have found a translucent powder from W7, I would have used that, but unfortunately they didn't have any. So I'm going to let the under eye just bake for a little bit, and now I'm going to go in with the bronzer. I went for this W7 Hollywood Bronze and Glow set. I picked this because it reminded me of the Charlotte Tilbury, and I liked the fact that it had the bronzer and highlight in one, rather than buying two separate products. And I think this was again around £5. It's really affordable. Again, first time using it, so let's see what it looks like. So you get a little mirror, which is very, very small, and then you get the bronzer and the highlight. So let's go in. I would say from straight off seeing, the bronzer looks a little bit sparkly-ish, but we'll see. It's not a matte, so not ideal for contouring, but we're going to bronze up, and a little bit of sparkle is totally fine for bronzing the face. So I'm going to go in with my Morphe E2 brush, and let's see how this looks. So I'm just going to bronze up the cheeks, and then first impression, that's a nice shade and it's good for fair people, it's not too dark. And then I'm bringing it up onto the forehead, on the temples, and down the other cheek, and then we'll bring a little bit on the jaw, and a little bit down the neck, just to make sure that everything blends smoothly. So from first impression of this, it's a natural bronzer, so I feel like I'm going to build that up a little bit more. It's not super pigmented straight away, but actually it's given a little bit of pigment, and actually by being a bit lighter pigmented, you can just build it up and actually keep control of the bronzer. Then actually if something's too bronze straight away, then it's harder to backtrack from it. So for I will quickly wipe away the baking now. So back with my big 91 brush from Sephora, I'm just going to wipe away that baking. So for blush, I'm going to go in and use the W7, the Honey Queen Honeycomb Blusher. It looks like this. Again, I think this was about £4, and it's got a little brush like this. It reminds me very much of Benefit blushes. And then this is what it looks like. So it's definitely a shimmery but not glittery. I would say the pigment is very natural on this. It's not like too overpowering of a blush. It's just sort of a soft peachy pink shade. And it's actually not glittery when it goes on the cheeks. It's just quite sheer and actually looks very natural and nice. So on to highlight. I'm going to go back into the Hollywood set, and I'm going to go in with my Sigma highlighting F35 brush. I'm going to put this on the high points of the cheeks, and then down on the apples of the cheeks, and then on the bottom of the nose, on the cupid's bow. So from first application, it's quite a natural highlight. It's not too much, but it's a nice colour. It's like a light golden shade and good for fair skin. Let's go on to eyebrows next. So I'm going to use this W7 Twist and Shape, and I went for shade brown, I'm not sure if this is going to be too dark for me. You get a little spoolie and then the pencil is on the other side. So let's just brush out those brows. But since I have changed my hair colour and it's a bit darker now, I thought I might try the brown shade. So my hair isn't as blonde as it used to be. So the crayon is quite fat. So let's see the consistency. This is my first time using it, so it's always like, oh, will this shade work or not? Okay, so straight away I'm seeing this is quite dark and quite a warm undertone brown. The product is very soft, so you can go very light hand and the product does come off, which is good for application, but I'm thinking this may mean that it smudges and might not stay in place as much because it is so soft. It is quite crayony consistency. It's different than my other eyebrow pencils. So that is the eyebrows done. I don't feel like I absolutely love this product. I feel like it's a bit too crayony for me, and I didn't like how soft the product was because I feel like it won't really stay on as long as maybe a more pencil that's a little bit harder rather than such a soft consistency. Colour wise it's not really 100% right for me. It's a brown, but it's got like a little bit of a purple warm undertone, so not quite sure which hair colour this would suit. Maybe if you were like a redhead, this brown would work. I feel like I need a more of a grey undertone product rather than so warm. If you had big brows, it'd be quite good because the brush is quite, the crayon area side is quite large, so you fill in a lot of brow quickly. But for me, I don't really love this brow product. So guys, for eyes, I'm going to go in with W7 Colour Me Buff eyeshadow palette, and this cost me, I think, only like £4.50 or something from Argos, but normally it retails for £10. So it's not my first time using this palette, but I really like it, and it's from W7, so I'm going to go in on a E40 Sigma brush. I'm going to go in with the third one across, which is a light sort of shimmery colour. There's a mixture of mattes and shimmers. So I'm just taking that third shade and putting it into the crease. Then to build it up a bit more, I'm going to go in with the fifth one across, again on that E40 brush from Sigma, and I'm going to put that in the crease. Then taking that same shade on Morphe E18 pencil brush, just going to put this in the along the lower lashes. Then on a Morphe M422 brush, I'm going to go in with this number 2 shade, which is a nice gold shade, and pop that on the eyelid. So that is the nice goldy shade. Then I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is a bit more of a bronzy glitter shade, again with that same Morphe M422 brush. I'm going to pop that on the outer part of the eyelid just to give a little bit more dimension. And then for brow bone highlight and inner corner highlight, I'm going to go in with the number 1 shade, which is a nice matte colour, and pop that using a 4 or 15 shade brush on the high points. And then to lighten up the inner corner, I'm going to go in with number 3 shade on that same brush and just bring a little bit more dimension and opening up the eyes. This is a nice pearly champagne colour. So that is the eyeshadows done. Now on to liner. I'm going to go in with the Eye Captain Very Black Liquid Liner from W7. I've never used this before. It is a little nib, so it doesn't look like a brush, it looks like a little nib head. Okay, so it is nice and black, and the nib is accurate, so it makes for neat precision, which is good. So guys, that is the eyeliner done. This was again only a couple of pounds, and I'm actually very impressed with it. It was very black. The liner was a small nib, so it was easy to be accurate, and actually impressed with that. So for mascara, I'm going to go in with Showing Out Display Your Lashes from W7. I went for this one. They have quite a lot of different mascaras, but this one, the orange caught my attention, so I went for this one. And it's in the blackest black shade. So this is my first time using this. This is the brush. So it's quite an interesting brush because it's got like a little fatter head bit and then like normal bristles, but I'm thinking maybe that's good for when you're doing the outer corner part to bulk it up. So let's pop this on the top and lower lashes. So guys, that is the mascara done. I wasn't like super impressed with it because it didn't really give volume. It just sort of made my lashes black and it didn't really lift or curl, so I feel like all it did was make them black rather than volume or spread or look longer. So for the lower lashes, I'm just going to go back in with that palette from W7 on a flat definer brush and take that black shade, and we're going to pop this as an eyeliner along the lower lash line. So guys, for lips, I've got two products. I've got the Full Time Lip W7 in this pink shade, which has a lip colour and then a gloss to go on top. And then the other is the W7 lipstick in shade Cashmere, and it looks like this. So they're very similar shades, but one's like a stain and then a gloss, and then the other's a lipstick. So I think today I'm going to go in with the lipstick first and then see how that works, and if not then I'll go in with the other product. So this was about £2 I think, or £3. This is my first time using it. They had quite a lot of shades to pick from actually, which is good. I like this sort of pinky nude shade. So that is the lips. It's quite a not full coverage lipstick. It's a little bit separated and a bit more chalky and like choppy. So to sort of fill in any sort of gaps, and because this is pretty much the same shade, I'm going to go in with this lip stain on top to see if this just like fills it out a bit better. Okay, so this consistency is much nicer than the lipstick consistency. Like that, this feels much nicer. That sort of built more coverage, which I like. And then we'll go in with the lip gloss. Okay, so that is the lips done. With the other lip product, I think it looks a lot nicer. So this is the finished makeup look using W7 products. I'm just going to quickly say which products that I liked best and the ones that I didn't like so much. So the products that I really liked, probably my favourite product of all was this bronzer and highlight. I really like that for fair skinned people. I really actually quite liked the eyeliner as well. It was really black and a nice neat applicator as well. This lip product, I really liked it. It actually gave good coverage and the gloss was good, so recommend that. And then finally the Magic Primer. I really like that and it felt nice in the face. Then one that was sort of on the fence about is the photo shoot. I actually liked how this applied to the face and the way it looks. It actually gives like a full coverage but natural look to your face. My main problem with this was the fact that there wasn't many shades to pick from, so it was quite limited, but when all my makeup's put on top of it, I actually think it looks okay. This honeycomb bronzer, blusher, sorry guys, I would say I'd give this a medium level as well because it's quite okay, but it wasn't super amazing, but it's not like a bad blush. The pigment was not super strong, but it's not a terrible product at all. It's like kind of just a standard blush. Okay, products that I didn't like as much from this W7 makeup look is the W7 concealer. I didn't like the way it came out lumpy. When you blended it out, it looks fine now, but I don't want my concealer to be lumpy looking when it comes out. So for me, that sort of put me off that product. The mascara was probably the second, maybe one of the worst products because it just didn't give any volume. It just made your lashes black. So as much as you want to build up, it's just like there wasn't doing nothing for volume or length or curl. The Eyebrow Crayon was another miss for me just because I didn't like how much crayon-y it was rather than a pencil, so it was like too smooth and like too soft, which means I feel like the product, if you touch your eyebrows, will just move off and onto your face. This lipstick was a bit of a miss for me. It was very patchy and it didn't give full coverage, so I'm giving that a miss. I forgot to mention the Colour Me Buff because I had used this before and it wasn't a new product. So not a first impression, but I actually do really love this palette and really recommend it for the price, especially if you find it on an online retailer for like less than £10. This was £4.50, so good, and the pigments there and a good palette to have for like doing neutral eye looks. So guys, thanks for taking the time to watch my video, and sorry for my voice being a little bit different today. I hope you all have a really great Christmas coming up soon, and yeah, these products, like I said, some are really great and some not so good on me, but when you want to find affordable products, there's some real gems in the W7. So yeah, thanks for watching, and do subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!